This is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will solve two simultaneous equations using the method of substitution. So here I have two linear equations. The goal is to find a solution to this equation that's also a solution to this equation. As previously discussed, this is a straight line, this is a straight line. Their simultaneous equation will just be the point of intersection. But graphing them and finding the point of intersection takes a while, and you might get a solution like x equals 3/4, y equals 1/2 that you can't actually read off the Cartesian plane. So we're going to solve these algebraically. We're going to solve them without graphing. So what's this method of substitution about? Well, what you do is you take one of the equations and substitute it into the other. So which equation would I substitute? Well, I want to substitute the one that has x or y as the subject. So see in this first equation, y is the subject of the equation. So I can substitute this easily into the second equation. So how do I do that? Well, what I'm going to do is take my second equation, the one in which I'm substituting, I'll rewrite it here. I want to substitute this equation into this one. So y equals 4 minus 3x. So what I'm going to do in the second equation, I'm going to rub out y, and I'm going to replace it with 4 minus 3x. So note, I need to put the 4 minus 3x in brackets because the whole thing is being multiplied by -5. So how has this actually helped us? Well, now we have an equation that has only one variable, only has x's and no y's. I can solve that equation. If I have an equation that has two unknowns, I can't come up with a unique solution. So let's go ahead and solve this equation. So I am going to first expand the brackets. So minus 5 times 4, and then minus 5 times -3x, collecting like terms. And now I solve. You know how to do this. I'm going to add 20 to both sides and then divide each side by 18. So I get x equals 2. Now I'm not done. My solution has to have an x value and a y value. So if x equals 2, I can just substitute it back here. So y would just be 4 minus 3 times 2, or -2. So the solution to this set of simultaneous equations is x equals 2, y equals -2. I can write it like this as an ordered pair. All right, let's now look quickly at a worded problem using substitution. So let's look at this question here. Andrew has $50 more than James. Together they have $300. How much money does each person have? So we could actually solve this just using normal linear equations, and we did that a lesson or two ago. Now we're going to solve using simultaneous equations. So the first step to solve a worded problem using simultaneous equations, you need to define two variables. The magic number with simultaneous equations is 2. Two variables, two equations, two values. So we'll let x be one of the things we're trying to find. So let's let x equal the amount of money that Andrew has. Let y equal the second thing we're trying to find, how much money James has. So our second step, we need to turn this worded information into two equations. So the first bit of information says Andrew has $50 more than James. So Andrew's money equals James's money plus 50. The second bit of information says together they have $300. So to write that as an equation, Andrew's money plus James's money equals $300. Now we're going to solve this simultaneously. We're going to substitute one equation into the other. So again, which one do I substitute? Well, this one has x as the subject. So we're going to substitute this one into the second one. So how do we do that again? We'll take our second equation here, but we're going to replace x with y plus 50. So I'm going to rub out x, and instead I'm going to write y plus 50. Once again, we now have just one equation with one variable. So 2y plus 50 equals 300. You know how to solve this. We're going to subtract 50 from both sides, and then we're going to divide each side by 2. So y is 125, and of course x is just y plus 50, it would be 175. So because this is a worded question, we're going to solve with a worded answer. Y was the amount James had, X the amount Andrew had, so we have Andrew has 175, James has 125. So we just write something like this in red, answers the question, and we're done. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.